I'm here with Lennart Poromaa, head of Esrange Space Center, high in Sweden's Arctic Circle, standing in front of a construction site. The trees behind Lennart are where the next generation of Europe's orbital flight vehicles will launch. The pad is just now being scoped out and under construction, but Esrange hopes to, by 2026, be launching mid-sized satellites into full Earth orbit to the tune of maybe 10 per year. Is that right, Lennart?
That is correct, yes.
And so what's the biggest challenge in getting this operation going?
Right now you can say they are different. We have chosen to have different steps of how we are developing the range. Right now we are developing a lot of test bed activities to test and develop new rocket engines for Europe, for companies in Europe. And then of course in the same time preparing launch pads and launch infrastructure to be ready for a launch. But also looking into on the market where can we find launch vehicles that are proven and safe to be launched from Esrange farm.
And what are the three major drivers? This is unique in the world in that this launch range would be able to launch satellites on polar orbits. What are the two or three primary drivers to launch satellites on a polar orbit?
I think right now it's a big need now to get access to space, and there's a lot of new satellites that are in queuing to get access to space. Especially when the size of the satellites are getting smaller and smaller, and the number of them are getting a lot more of them. So I think the time domain and the need of getting data, it could be Earth observation, it could be communication, and other areas where you want to use satellites infrastructure. And the need is that to have the access to real-time data immediately whenever you need it, and that is the case. That is actually the driver, the need to get the space infrastructure and the new satellites in space rapidly. And then of course you have other customers that have other demands as well. But the need and the bottleneck right now is to get access to space, especially now when we have the Russian launcher. They are not really addressable right now, at least from the European perspective. And
due to the sanctions.
Due to the sanctions, I think Europe is looking to have a complement to the Kourou area to be able to launch rapidly from mainland Europe.
But what's incredible is that as you stand here, you would never in your wildest dreams, if you didn't know it, that you were standing in what will be a future launch window into outer space from the middle of a very isolated area of northern Europe above the Arctic Circle. It's raining today, we're wearing jackets, but it's fascinating. I mean, we discussed there are indigenous peoples who have herds of reindeer which will actually be grazing on Esrange in the future, but and nearby iron ore is being used in the construction of these launch pads. But this is absolutely incredible to think that this isolated, desolate area of Earth's surface will be used to access and to capitalize on modern technology in space, right?
Yes, but I think the space has been in this area for more than 60 years now, and to have the heritage of the suborbital. So we are not really a greenfield company, but still it's a big step for us, and also to contribute to the reusability. What we are trying also to do in the back of this view, actually, we are also constructing a pad to actually develop next generation reusable vehicles for Europe as well.
Well, more power to you, Lennart, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today.
Thanks.